Yeah, your assessment of, I mean, City were in great form, but nevertheless, some of the things that went against you today, I think, will cause more than a little pain.
Yeah, losing 3-0 is disappointed, and it should feel not good. But yeah, the goals that we conceded and some decisions in the game could have changed the game. But the reality is that it didn't, and we lost 3-0, and we have to deal with it.
Does the VAR aspect of the fact of the goalkeeper, you know, Andy Robertson wasn't in his eye line, and the goalkeeper's dive didn't change, there was no element of obstruction, does it worry you as a player that VAR look at that for as long as they did and still come up with a decision to rule the goal out?
I don't know who was on the VAR. You guys know?
It was Michael Oliver.
Oh, I think there are 4 officials at the stadium and a couple behind the screen that have to make decisions, right decisions for the game. Today the decision was made that the goal didn't stand because Andy Robertson, for any reason, was hindering, I think, Donnarumma. But I think the goal should have stood. That's the only thing I can say. But I'm not the one who is making the decisions. And
in terms of the result, after 2 excellent, not just results against Villa and Real Madrid, but the performance was so good that it looked a little bit of lift off, didn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, that's why it feels maybe a little bit more disappointed at the moment, because you work so hard in those 2 games. You know, as a whole, as a team, and to get either the clean sheet and obviously the goals that we scored, and yeah. In the end of the day, like I said, games are decided, and especially these games in small margins. You know, obviously, and I think you could definitely see that today. Obviously, there was some brilliance. Obviously, you have to admit with the 3rd goal, with Doku, obviously, he's in the shape of his life. But 2nd goal, little deflection, very obviously unlucky, and that's the reality. You know. We have to, now everyone's going to their respective countries and have to perform their big games still left, because there's so many players still want to qualify for the World Cup, and then when we come back we have a big run of games that we need everyone in their best shape, and that's the opportunities that we are looking forward to as a team to show it not only to our fans, what we have been doing the last 2 games especially, but to ourselves as well, that we want to find a consistency in order to be successful this season.
Virgil, when you talked about the last couple of performances being so good, was it almost a sense of maybe one game too many this week in terms of the intensity, nothing like that?
No, I think last year we also played against them 3 and we had good performances all over. I think games are decided, small margins, and today I think it was. And nonetheless, I think City deserved it towards the end to win the game. You know, so that's not a problem. But I think momentum in game is very important, and could have shifted today to our side a couple of times, but unfortunately it didn't.
Just asked Andy Robertson there about the goal that was ruled out. He seemed a bit confused over the explanation that was given. What was your understanding of why it was ruled out?
I think just hindering the goalkeeper or something like that. But I think I saw also somebody showed me a clip that City scored last year against Wolves, and who the referee was back then as well. So I don't know. It's just, you know, I said already too much, because the thing is, the decisions has been made. We lost 3-0. We don't find excuses in that sense. We lost 3-0, and we have to take it on the chin and move on. How tough it is, you know, obviously it, but we have to keep going.
When you lose a game like that, and then you go immediately to international break, is that a good thing to forget about it and get out of the system?
You don't forget about. If you forget about these things, then you don't get better. You know, you can't only think about the good things all the time. You have to think about what went wrong at times today and how can we improve it. You have to feel that responsibility. I definitely do. What could we have done better, and take that into the next games? You know, I don't think there is any reason to get carried away. We had a difficult week in terms of the opponents that we faced. We got 2 wins out of the 3, and we have to just keep going. You know, it's a difficult season for many reasons so far, And but I'm confident that we can turn this around. But it doesn't happen overnight. We have to keep working and need everyone to be fit and keep helping us. So that's key to all of us in the dressing room.
Virgil, obviously it's been a tough run, but I mean it's so tight in the table, right? I mean there's still
There's no point to look at the table. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. So people focused on the title race and all this stuff. Still a long way to go.
I don't think there's
right?
any point if you lose the amount of games we lost so far this season to think about any title at this point. But I've been in the game quite a long time. The season is not decided in November, December. It's obviously when it comes March time. You know, April, when it's started to become very interesting how it all shape up there. And we want to be there, but there's a long way to go and a lot of hard work to be put in, and we have to stay humble and keep working. And that's the only aim and the only thing that we should focus on.
What do you do, Virgil, as captain, to lift the spirits of the...
Do the same things I've been doing the whole season.
Which is?
Nothing.
Really?
No, obviously, like, making sure that we do it together, try to keep everyone calm and confident, and lead by example. And, I know there's a lot of focus on the elder players always, especially in difficult moments. I just be who I am and don't change for anyone, and try to be important for the football team.
So I think people look at football now in such black and white terms that, we're 11 games into the season, there's such a long way to go. How important is that to be, for you to recognise that as a squad?
Very important, but obviously that's easy thing to say. I think you have to put a lot of things in perspective. And you said 11 games in November, there are so many games to be played, but it's very obvious that we need work done. And we need to keep working on the things that we have to improve. And that's the only thing we can focus on. So on to the next and be ready for a big fight.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.